How's it going, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me today. So it was a 2-2 draw at Ibrox today, and Celtic are still top of the league by 9 points. In this video, I'm going to be giving my reaction to that performance, some of the positives, some of the negatives, and what I thought of the game as well. Whew. That was pretty bad, wasn't it? That was not a vintage performance from Celtic whatsoever, but they remain 9 points clear at the top of the SPFL table, and they're still in charge of this title race after a 2-2 draw at Ibrox. We'll start with the negatives because there are a few positives that I do want to talk about in this videos, but the negatives, we have to begin there. The first negative is sloppiness. Celtic were incredibly sloppy today, allowed Rangers to play where they wanted to play in the pitch, allowed Rangers to dominate them when it came to the transitional play, and allowed Rangers essentially to play their game rather than Celtic coming and playing their game and playing the game on their terms. Now, the first opening 30 minutes of the game was actually quite good from Celtic, and obviously Maeda got the goal. He did really well, firstly, to anticipate it, get on the ball, he rides a challenge well and finishes really well past McGregor as well. It was a brilliantly taken goal, and it was brilliant that Maeda got it because he's in great form and he's really showing why he should be in the starting lineup. But aside from that, Celtic were in control for 25 minutes. They were controlling the pace of the game. The balls that were coming up to the Rangers forward, Cameron Carter-Vickers and Starfelt were winning pretty much all of them. And Celtic were dominating Rangers for the first 25-30 minutes. They weren't really creating all that much, but Rangers showed absolutely nothing. And it looked like Celtic were just going to come in and walk all over them. Then came the Hart mistake. And the Hart mistake set the tone for the rest of the game. It was lethargic. It was a lack of concentration from Hart that allowed Morelos to get the deflection. And I know it didn't lead to a goal, but that changed the momentum of the game. Games like this are won and lost on moments like those. And Celtic easily could have lost this game. And I think it would have came as a direct result of the momentum swing that came from this Joe Hart mistake. That's this type of concentration, the lacks of concentration that could have killed Celtic today. And it did kill Celtic on multiple occasions from multiple different players throughout the pitch. It wasn't just Joe Hart. In the second half, Celtic didn't turn up. They were slow, they were lethargic, they were sloppy in possession, they were giving away really cheap and stupid ball in bad positions in places where Rangers were able to transition very quickly, very easily, and allowed Rangers to play the game in Celtic's half rather than Celtic bringing the game to Rangers and putting the game to bed, essentially allowing Rangers to score the first. Then a stupid challenge from Carl Starfelt that he doesn't need to make in the box leads to a penalty to put Rangers 2-0 up. And it's players like Starfelt, Juranovic, I didn't think was added at all when he came on at left back, that I think set the tone for the players going forward up the pitch. I didn't think Matt O'Reilly had a great game today either. Kyogo, before he got the goal, didn't have a great game. He wasn't involved in much at all. But it was just little things like taking one extra touch that they didn't need to take and slowing the game down to the point where Rangers had players in position to stop passes, to get the interceptions, and to bring the ball forward and put Celtic under pressure. And I thought it was just a pretty poor performance from a team that really and truly were in control for the first 30 minutes and then just sort of lost concentration. Now, Ange did mention that there was a bug running through the team, so maybe some of the players who were actually out there were sick. I can't really confirm that or deny that. Either way, I just thought it was a pretty dire performance. Now we'll move on to the positives because there are positives from this game. The first is, the positive is the result. A 2-2 draw when Celtic did not play well. Rangers played well. They threw everything they could at Celtic. And even after playing as badly as I felt they played in the second half, Celtic still came out with a result and they're still 9 points clear at the top of the table. And they are well in control of this title race. So that's positive number one. Positive number two is Alistair Johnston came in at right back for his debut today, and I thought you wouldn't have known that that was the first time that he was playing at right back for Celtic because he was solid, absolutely solid. He wasn't flashy, he didn't do anything incredible, he was just solid, did his role to the best of his ability, got involved in a lot of challenges. I think he won 4 tackles, which was a high in the Celtic team, and he was just absolutely solid. Could he have done better for the first goal? Potentially. Doesn't really know Ryan Kent, shouldn't really be showing him onto the right foot, but it's his first game. You'll allow him a couple of mistakes here and there. I thought he was absolutely solid at right back and a good option going forward if JJ is out the door or if he's not performing. If he keeps performing the way he performed today, then his value is going to plummet very, very quickly. Although I will give him credit that it was his first game back since the World Cup and he was playing out of position at left back. The second positive that I will say is Hatate playing in the midfield again after a stint at right back. I thought Hatate was Celtic's best midfielder, probably Celtic's best player overall. Even when Celtic were playing poorly, he still was willing to get on the ball, willing to turn, willing to try and make the pass. I highlighted his sort of riskiness in his passing in the preview video for this game, and he did give away the ball a couple of times, but they weren't really dangerous balls that he was giving away. He was trying to play players through, and a couple of the long balls he tried to play as well didn't find their mark. But I thought he was brave in possession. He stood up when Celtic needed him to stand up. He made a couple of challenges, very important challenges to get Celtic onto the break. And he was absolutely solid again in midfield. I thought he was brilliant. And then the third positive that I'll give from this game is another Japanese player, and that's Daisen Maeda. He's playing absolutely phenomenal stuff. He was really strong, really quickly, got in behind Tavernier on loads of occasions on the first half, played a couple of really dangerous balls across the box. Celtic could have had at least 2 goals from crosses from Daisen Maeda in the first half. And again, he's just absolutely brings energy to the team. Energy is what he brings. Enthusiasm, and always works his hardest. I thought he was absolutely brilliant today alongside Cameron Carter-Vickers, who, you know, until the very dying embers of the game was battling to win this game or to even get a draw in this game. 4 players that I think that stood out were Alistair Johnston, Cameron Carter-Vickers, Maeda and Hatate. I thought Aaron Moy was fine when he came on. I thought he did pretty well and brought the game to Rangers as well. Overall, this is a positive. It might seem like a negative. It might put a damper on people's evenings because Celtic weren't all that great today. But I come out of this game with the positive sign that Celtic are still 9 points clear after playing pretty poorly against Rangers away from home when Rangers played well as well. So that's my thoughts on the 2-2 draw. We will have a more deep dive on this game this week with the Huddle Breakdowns return. What did you think of the game? What did you think of the performances? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video and you're not subscribed, do hit the subscribe button below as well. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll chat to you later. Good luck.